standing out from the pack is harder than ever in the crowded battle royale genre. The kings of this particular hill are already free to play on a variety of platforms with years of updates and refinement under their belts. But against all odds, the team of Proletariat may be onto something that can make a mark with Spellbreak. It's pretty magical. By swapping out the genre's familiar guns for spells and giving the setting a more fantastical and mystical vibe, Spellbreak manages to feel both familiar and fresh at the same time. Charging an ice spike with a zoomed-in camera might effectively be the same as a sniper rifle, but it certainly feels different when you're a wizard instead of a soldier, or whatever you're supposed to be in Fortnite. Matches are quick and full of action, and that's due in no small part to the fact that everyone begins with a pair of elemental powers from their chosen class's gauntlets. The Pyromancer, for example, can shoot fireballs and summon a wall of flames, whereas the Stone Shaper can send tremors through the ground to hit enemies and hurl giant boulders. It all feels very Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I mean that in the best way possible. You'll also find gauntlets from the other classes during matches, letting you equip other class abilities on your offhand. With the Tempest, you can let out a burst of wind or deploy a swirling tornado, and the Toxicologist creates poison clouds. More importantly, you can also combo spells together, like this for example. Conceptually, these combos feel like the same sort of shake-up to the Battle Royale formula that Fortnite delivered by letting you use its rapid building mechanics mid-fight. At first, it was a bit jarring to fling myself into the air and toss fireballs rather than aim down the sights of an assault rifle as I peeked around corners, but once I got used to it though, it felt buttery smooth and launching into danger feels like second nature. Spending as little time on the ground as possible can give you a huge advantage. Even if your enemy misses, you can still take splash damage from a lot of spells if you're not in the air. This gives Spellbreak's combat a feel that's unique to it in the genre. Just like in other battle royales, Spellbreak has you on the hunt for gear by looting buildings, opening chests, and killing other players. You'll find boots that increase your speed, amulets that increase your max mana resource that's used for hovering and spellcasting, as well as belts that expand your max armor and all manner of other magical items. It's thematically different, but functionally familiar. One thing that breaks from tradition in some important and sometimes aggravating ways is that Spellbreak has a persistent progression system as you level your mage in your class. It helps to reward you for your time directly, most notably in that every class has a talent that unlocks at rings 1, 3, and 6, and those talents can be equipped on any of your classes on your character in general. On the other hand, it's pretty obnoxious that you can be outclassed very quickly against other players that have already unlocked additional talents, and grinding to unlock them just to even the odds can be a little tedious. This means that unlike just about every other battle royale out there, the playing field is not necessarily level at the beginning of a match. It's not one of Spellbreak's better ideas. Another thing that doesn't compare super well against other battle royale games is the map. While it's quite large, it shrinks very quickly as a magical storm closes in, and you'll usually only have to face around 35 to 40 other players at a time. The max is only 42 per match. I do like the speed of matches, and since characters move so quickly, the map doesn't feel nearly as empty as it actually is. The other issue though is that it lacks visual variety. Even if you were to spend dozens of hours exploring, I'd be surprised if you could quickly identify where you are with a quick glance. It's got none of the landmarks that make other battle royales so navigable. Spellbreak's microtransactions pass the smell test, with cosmetics going for similar prices as in other free-to-play battle royales. You can earn gold slowly or buy it for a reasonable price. It's worth noting though that at the time of this review there is no battle pass available. Also, it's a bit of a bummer that customization is reserved purely for entire outfit skins in the cash shop. I'd have loved individual pieces to build my own avatar. Spellbreak also has something that you don't very often see in a battle royale, a stellar soundtrack with sweeping fantasy themes and epic instrumentals. I know a lot of people turn off the music so they can focus on not dying, but it's so good here I found myself wishing it had more music during actual gameplay. Finally, Spellbreak supports crossplay and cross-progression on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch, but the Switch version often dips below 30 FPS during intense moments, making it the worst overall. Even as the new game on the block developer, Proletariat has managed to make Spellbreak stand out in the Battle Royale crowd with exciting spell-based combat, a vivid art style, and varied character classes. The single map lacks visual variety and cosmetics could be better, but it's an excellent foundation to build upon as a high-contrast alternative to the oversaturation of military shooters in the Battle Royale genre. For more elemental action, check out this awesome Avatar: The Last Airbender game a fan is building in dreams. And for everything else, stay tuned to IGN.